What happens when a real psychopath enters the ring?
Я думаю, сейчас если он перетерпит эту серию, все, он уже опустил руки. Бигфут опустил руки.
Vyacheslav Datsik is a one-of-a-kind fighter who used his mental issues and demons of his mind to destroy nearly every single fighter that stepped into the ring with him. Today, we review the tale of a man that arguably has the same craziness in him as a prime Mike Tyson. Vyacheslav Datsik had a troubled upbringing with a tendency towards aggression. He developed an interest in combat sports at a young age, as it was the only thing that would allow him to beat people up without getting in trouble for it. Datsik's rise to fame in the fighting world began when he took his street fighting skills to the octagon against Andrei Arlovsky, who would later go on to become a UFC champion. Arlovsky was fighting like a real professional, while Datsik was throwing punches and kicks like he was fighting in the streets of Moscow hoping for a knockout. But the 18-year-old Red Tarzan finally surprised everyone. After such a devastating finish, Datsik would go on and dominate the Russian MMA scene, showing how crazy he was in the process. However, it was expected that such fighter would have trouble being sane outside the ring. The crazy Russian was robbing in his spare time and was convicted in 2007 and sentenced to prison. While incarcerated, he gained notoriety for escaping from a psychiatric facility in 2010, claiming he had supernatural powers. After fleeing to Norway, he attempted to seek asylum but was deported back to Russia. He served a total of 9 years in prison before being released back to the streets. As soon as he was out, Datsik immediately got back into training in hopes of not letting his talent go to waste, but after having such a troubling reputation, no organization wanted him fighting for them. Despite that, he was given a last chance to prove that he was somehow a changed man, and that is exactly what he did. He was still cracking jaws even after all this time. And while his fighting skills were visible, Vyacheslav made sure to always show his crazy side too. Finally, Datsik was given a shot at a huge name in Alexander Emelianenko, the brother of perhaps one of the greatest MMA fighters. Both were mentally crazy, so everyone knew that this fight would be fireworks from the very start.
Сейчас станем свидетелями того, как они наконец-таки разберутся, и самое главное, что они разберутся согласно правилам.
Да, тут же пошел в размен Датсик, понятное дело, именно этого.
10 seconds was all Red Tarzan needed to send a message to the world that he was here to dominate everyone. After such an ending, matchmakers put him up against the Brazilian Do Santos, who was equally crazy as him, for a battle of roars. Do Santos was crazy for bringing such energy to Vyacheslav, but he must have forgot who he was going up against.
Listen to my comments.
Finally, it was time for the fight to start, and Datsik wasted no time.
Но, кстати, для Вячеслава Датсика не впервые биться по кикбоксу, да, где он пропустил жесткий удар ногой в печень. И в итоге был вынужден признать свою поражение.
Do Santos managed to get up, but it was clear that his end was near.
сможет здесь. Уже Слава как раз свой вот этот правый театр. И Мондрагон сейчас пятится назад, потому что вот очень такой коварный у него, да, корявый удар. Падает Мондрагон после левого бокового.
Этим и занимается Вячеслав Датсик. Все, остановка, это победа Вячеслава Датсика в первом раунде.
Datsik was now set to face Antonio Bigfoot Silva, who was a force to be reckoned with in the heavyweight division. Now, it was finally the time to find out if pure skills can defeat madness and rage in fighting.
Сейчас идти вперед и стараться. Будут удары у Датсика боковые, все.
Это сейчас это мгновение, что бой, наверное, может прямой, потом левый боковой.
К нему.
Но все равно кажется даже удар.
Datsik was dominating the Brazilian.
Ну как это было в его последнем бою с Кавалари. Почувствовал запах крови Вячеслав. И вот что сейчас будет делать, потому что мне показалось.
And it was only a matter of time before he would be out cold.
Придется ходить за соперником.
Активно начал второй раунд Вячеслав Датсик.
After a barrage of heavyweight punches, Antonio Silva looked like he had no idea why he was even in that ring in the first place.
Зажал.
Да, много попаданий. И много промахов. Я думаю, сейчас, если он перетерпит эту серию...
Все, он уже опустил руки. Бигфут опустил руки, пора уже заказать. Остановка своевременная.
Сейчас, да.
As Datsik's name got bigger and bigger, matchmakers needed someone that would make a huge fight. To their surprise, the next opponent they found for the Red Tarzan was Tyson. Not the ferocious boxer Tyson, but the journeyman who was about 80 pounds lighter than him. Tyson was moving fast around the ring, but was also eating some nasty shots.
Видео, которое я видел, Датсик прибавил разнообразности, научился уклониться, нырять. В общем-то, то, чего он раньше не делал. Сейчас просто пушечный. И пропускает. Датсик пропускает снова. Идет вперед, и вот он тот самый размен. Датсик очень размашистыми боковыми.
Datsik clearly had trouble catching the fake Tyson, but when his punches were landing, it was like a good old spanking.
По 3 минуты. Зажимает сейчас Датсик своего оппонента. Канатом пытается добивать, бойцы закручиваются.
After getting tired of playing with him, Vyacheslav finally put an end to the circus.
Тяжелые боковые. И тяжелый левый боковой. Кричат сейчас Датсику, чтобы он сконцентрировался. Снова пытается закончить в характерной манере.
Tarzan Datsik!
Datsik represents the raw and untamed nature of early MMA, an unpredictable fighter who brought raw energy to the sport, even if his skills never reached elite levels.